Peter from Michigan. We sure enjoy your programs. Great. Can you tell me why the crucifixion and resurrection and burial of Jesus is explained in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, but not all the same? Well, because they observed this from different angles. By that I mean Mark, as an example, was a teenage boy. Mark was not a disciple. He was a teenage boy, and Peter and many of the disciples would have, say, like the Last Supper in John's mother's house. John happens to be the young lad that was hiding under a table when at one meeting when it was broken up by the peoples, and they grabbed his outer coat and he ran naked. It says he still had on his undergarments, but I mean, he was hauling out. Okay, that was Mark. So that's why Mark, from a teenager's view, it's vivacious and it moves, because he found it to be so exciting that he could see this. Well, then you have Matthew, who was a tax collector and an adult person, and in government, and then changed to following Christ. He could see this from a different angle, as well as John, the old fisherman. He wouldn't see it he could see the same thing, but would describe it maybe in a different way than a teenager or a tax collector might. So you have, they don't contradict each other. I want to make that very clear. There are places that people think it contradicts, but it shows their ignorance of the Scripture, okay, and what is being said. So there is no contradiction in the Gospels. Philip from